Hey scrappy friends, Helen here, welcome back to my channel. So today I am late with this video. I mean, I'm usually a day late. I'm actually, 2 days late today. Full disclosure, been binge watching Lincoln Lawyer. I've just discovered it, watched all 3 seasons. So I'm a little behind with scrapping and editing. Sorry. What have we got? We have got, it is 52 weeks of 52 favourite photos, which means it's my 6x8 album. But I'm using 12x12 sketches because it's 30 days of sketches. First one I think was day 5 from Lisa, who's Bangs and Glasses on YouTube and Insta. Second layout for week 22 is day 10 sketch from Francis West. And then I'm about to sit down and do day 23 layout. And that is week 23 layout with day 16 sketch from my in real life friend Jackie Ashton. So that's what we have for you today. But before we get to that, if you're not already a subscriber, please think about hitting that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what you've enjoyed about the video. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like. I'm not sure what to put in the comments, just pop an emoji for the sake of engagement. Videos are music and movement class with my 2 toddler nephews. 3 years old, he's a 3 years old toddler. One's 1, the other's 3. So yeah, music or themes of the weeks we've got. I think we've got pirates and dinosaurs and a picnic. No picnics this week. Yeah, nice bright things. Oh, we've got a park. We've been to the park. So let's see what emojis you can find for the themes of the layouts. That all out of the way. Let's get scrapping. So here we have it, week 21 layout with day 5 sketch by Lisa, Bangs and Glasses. What is it, Glasses and Bangs? Bangs and Glasses. So it was half term this particular week. So we just went out for lunch, my sister and I and the 2 boys. Where we went, it's like a coffee shop at a stables. And so little O and I went through after lunch and sat and watched a girl having her horse riding lesson. Her parents were there, and they were lovely, and they were okay about us being there. And I just loved watching it. Had loads of questions. He's definitely in the Y stage. Lots of questions about it. Was a little nervous when the horse started going a bit faster, and the young lady was learning on how to control it, doing a trot and a canter. So yeah, he got a little nervous. Whereas when my sister had finished changing little man's nappy and brought him out, he just wanted to go and take part. So yeah, it was a case of keeping hold of him. So I just love that selfie of me and little O. He just the biggest cheesiest grin. Um, and yeah, we were just having a really lovely time. So this sketch has lots of squares going across the page. I really, really like this sketch. I will do this again, a 12 by 12 page with the squares. But I just had this idea of using circles. So I've got quite a few different circle punches out. I think I've got from 1/2 inch up to 1 1/4 inch. And I'm just cutting from the scraps I've got left from Shimelle's Live the Dream. I have lots of this collection left. It was just for punching these circles. I thought some of these scraps really worked well. And yeah, so I've just punched some circles out with them. I decide instead of getting all the way through and then having to try and remember everything was to stick it down, I've decided I'm going to commit and I'm going to stick as I go. So after I've got the first few circles on the layout, I've gone back to start gluing everything down, and just now going through the scraps for more circles to add to that. So yeah, just adding. So I do move some around. I also, as well, for a gap a little bit later, use some of the cut parts, but you'll see that when we get to it. So when it is half term, we have no none of the music, movement and music class we go to. So me and my sister, we go to a park or find something to do. We were actually on this day heading to a um, coffee shop, a cafe that it was a farm. It's now a cafe, and they've still got a cow there and sheep, and there's a sheep at the minute, um, some goats and guinea pigs and rabbits. Guinea pigs and rabbits for sale actually, but they have over under a covered area, um, a slide and climbing frame and things. So it's a good place. It was raining this day, so we couldn't go to the park. So we were heading to this place that has the covered play area. They also have a barn which has got toy tractors in it as well. Um, and halfway there, my sister said, "Oh, why don't we go to the stables? We've not been up there for ages." So we made a detour, um, about a 40-minute detour. I went in completely the opposite direction when we were almost at the original location. So yeah, so we did have a really it's not often just the two of us, because if it is just the two of us, we tend to have our catch up in the car on the way to and way home from the class with the boys. So we tend not to like go and do anything. We don't go out for coffee or lunch or anything afterwards. We only tend to do that if like my brother and his wife join us, or Mr. Ding's off work, and my brother-in-law will also join us, if it's not just us. So on this occasion, we were going to take the boys to the park, and yeah, we ended up here instead. So just seeing now, I'm pulling out some cutter parts, just filling out some gaps. I've got so this is, square edges. So because I've put something on here that's not circular, I decided I need that in two other spots as well. So I cut this shine, sorry, banner, and I also get a label for downside of the photo. You'll see as well that paper that I've just got to the left of the page there, that I punched some circles out, the joy, the fun, and yay. I really love that paper, and the stamps as well that match that. Give you that string of like beads, letter beads. So I really like that. Going through, just seeing if there are any other embellishments I want to add to it. I don't really think there is. Oh, at this point, I realised I was actually going to use the photo mat as a pocket to put a tag for the journaling in, and I completely forgot. So we abandoned that idea. Just popping the title on. So as always, this 6x8 album is my 52 weeks of 52 favourite photos of everyday life. And this is week 21. So the title is simply week 21. And that's it. Just cleaning my punches away. Didn't cut it out. Trimming off the edges and all done. So yeah, some close-ups, and then I will see you in week 22. So you thought last week, week 21 layout collection was bright. Wait till you see this one. Um, so we are doing week 22 photos, and the sketch is day 10. Um, and yeah, I'm using Amy Tan Picnic in the Park, Blast from the Past, doing 1-inch squares. Really missed having my 1-inch square punch. I think I got rid of that years and years and years ago. I'm just laying it out, making sure I've got enough squares, see if I need to cut any more. I think I do cut a couple more. Happy with that. Oh no, yeah, happy with that. So I don't cut any more straight away. Do realise I mess up the glue on this bit. There we go. So what I'm trying to do, it's line it up corner to corner on the edge, coming down this first side. I'll show you what I do for doing the other bits in a moment. On the sketch, it's going diagonally all the way across on one half of the page. I've done it as 3 separate triangles. I think some others have also done them as 3 separate triangles as well. I was just using one of the squares there just to make sure I've got them lined up properly to the edge of the page, and they're all sort of fitting right and will tile together nicely. I'm just using it there again as well. So yeah, just lay these out in the tiles, alternating the colours. I mainly wanted it yellow and blue because that was the colours on the photos, with some highlights of the green and red in. It just ended up with a lot more of the green and red in than I had originally planned, but I'm really happy with it. And I'm not getting too precious about like how close to the same colour are together because I want it to look more random. So that's that one side finished. I'm just going to trim off the triangles hanging off the edge. This is handy, keep hold of them because they will do for other bit. So I wanted to get them lined up. I originally thought, you know what, I'm just going to start fresh from the bottom right corner. Um, but I know what I'm like. It's be offline from the other bit, the main bit, and my eye will see that, and it will drive me crazy. So I decided I'm just going to have it lined up to the first square, and if it doesn't quite go right off the edge of the page along the bottom here, so be it. I just embrace that bit. I'd rather it be lined up. You'll see I'm just using bits of the pieces that were trimmed off from doing the other side for joining in the gaps, and here I am again just lining up to getting them in the right place where I'm happy to start the triangle coming across the top right. So this bit has smaller little bits hanging off as well. So you see there, it's a very small little piece. So I do trim another green square, and it's just a tiny spot of glue on the corner. Then going to use a piece of washi just to keep those pieces kept, fastened together, because it is only hanging on by the merest of corners. I just thought I'd give that chance for that glue to dry, and then just filling in the other spaces. So I've used a offcut of the red from one of the other sides, and now I'm just figuring out what colour I'm going to put there. And we just go with the yellow again. I hadn't rotated that actually. And then we've got the same again where we've got the tiniest little spot up at the top. And I'm going to use a piece of the red again and just holding those bits together with a bit of washi again, so that gives the glue a chance to dry and fasten to the background piece. I've not told you about the photos. So this is little O and little Mam, and we went to the park. So it wasn't raining this week, and we went to the park. There was the class wasn't on again because it was still half term at the time, and little man, he was just away. He is fearless, that little one. Um, he was just away, climbing up onto the slide. He's going, putting his hand out for my sister to hold it to come down the slide after the first time he went down, because my sister held on, took his hand and held on to it going down the slide. So that was it. He was put his hand out for her hand each time after that. Showing him how to climb up the steps, and yeah, little man was away after that. Little O was a lot more cautious than his younger cousin, and they are just, yeah, they, in terms of that kind of thing, like, little man's got no fear, and little O, he's just weighs it up, and yeah, I think this is a bit big for it. There's a really big slide there with a big climbing frame, which he went up the first time, but he preferred playing on this with his little cousin. They had a lot of fun together, and then some friends of my niece's arrived unexpectedly because her grandmother lives nearby, and she's got a little one the same age as O, and an older one, and that was it. He was away on the big climbing frame with them then. So yeah, he was in his element. But no, we had a lovely time on the park, and yeah, just finishing a couple of finishing touches there. I've got that yes please from the sticker sheet going through the die cuts, I decided there isn't anything else. We've got my week 22 title there. Had a bit of a panic because I couldn't find the sheet with the K or the letters or the numbers on, but did find that in the end. And then have a right faff trying to get this label exactly where I want it. But yeah, the three photos. So we've got O barreling down the slide. We've got on the far right little man with my sister, and then the one in the middle is little man near the bottom of the slide, and O getting ready to go down behind him. So I just thought they were really fun photos. But yeah, so that's week 22 done. Amy Tan picnic in the park. So here we are, week 23. I'm using day 16 sketch by Jackie Ashton for this one. Jackie Scraps on YouTube and Instagram. And I'm using Pretty Little Studio, You Are My Sunshine. You knew this was coming back out again, right? Photos are back at movement and music class, and the boys are being dinosaurs. As soon as he put the headband on, little O just looked at me and went, "Rah!" And then that set little man off, who loves dinosaurs and being a tiger, so he was copying his big cousin. Little man doesn't usually keep the headbands on for very long when we're dressing up, so Catherine, who runs the class, was really lucky to catch that photo of him with the tail clipped in the back. O did not want anything with that tail. It was just he wouldn't even let me put it on. But the headbands were just the best. He had that headband on from the minute we arrived. Didn't even wait for the dressing up part. It was great. It was such a fun class. Those main two photos there, Catherine, who runs the class, took those. They are taken from her Facebook group, her Facebook page. So yeah, she posts great photos of the kids each week, and I'm just really grateful that she managed to catch such a great shot of little man. The 30 seconds he kept the headband on. um, yeah, you can't really see the headband on O's head in that one very well, but I just think it's such a great photo. And I have got it. There's a photo, the other photo, the big photo, the square one is one I've took, which is the boys running around. They were doing, it's a song where they go around stomp, stomp, stomp. So they jump, 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 wiggle, 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 shake, 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 and then stomp, stomp, stomp. So they are going around doing the stomp, stomp, stomp part of the song. And it's so cute actually, because a little man has started trying to jump. He watches Catherine like a hawk, and he tries his best to jump, and it's just so cute. I've got it on I've got a video of it. It's just the sweetest. But yeah, so that's what the photos are anyway. I kept my disaster in. Okay, in hindsight, it would have been better if I just stamped 2 of these. Let me just put that out there right now. This is attempt 1, and I'll tell you what I did wrong when we get to the point when I realise what I did wrong. So we've got L Studio collected stamp set. The 2 photos that Catherine took, I'm then going to flip up with the photo that I took on the back of that. The idea of that then being the journalings there. I hadn't noticed 2 tags at the top of the page at this point, so I had the idea that that's where the journaling was going, and that gets changed because I like the idea of those 2 tags and they become my journaling. Anyway, stamp this in mustard seed, and then I'm stamping on the back of it. Again, it's got is it lift here on one side, which is going to be the front facing side, coming down from underneath the photos. And then this is it's something like Piece of My Heart, which is then going to be above that square photo when you lift the flap up. So as you can see, I I stamped the lift up here the wrong way up. So I'm then stamping it again. So I decide that I'm going to use my stamping platform. I'm going to put the piece of card right in the middle. I do move it. I'll put it right in the middle. There we go. I'm going to put the stamp right in the middle, so that when I stamp it, I can flip the card and stamp it again exactly on top of the first one. Why didn't I just stamp 2 labels and stick them back to back, I hear you ask? I don't know. I should have. Would have saved me a lot of hassle. Uh, and card. Don't worry, this card will get reused for something else just because it's got a bit missing out the very middle of it. Doesn't matter, it's still usable. So yeah, so we need to put the lift hereward, lift up hereward, upside down, because that's going to be hanging underneath the photo. And then you've got a piece of my heart, or it's something to that effect, that sentiment says the right way up, because that's going to be on top, be above the square photo when you lift the flap up. So yeah, that's what I did wrong. I stamped lift up here the wrong way up, and then I realised that I should have just stamped 2 separate labels and glued them back to back. But there we go. Kept it all in for your amusement and joy, hopefully. And also, to encourage you not to make the same mistake. There is a matching die for this label. I don't own it. It's probably one of the very few L Studio label dies that I do not own. LE Studio. So just going to glue this onto the back now. I really should have used my wet adhesive, because it would have given me the wiggle room instead of this like barely touching and deciding it was super glue having to be pulled off. So this photo, I nearly put the photo upside down as well. So the photo put in the top left corner of that to put an embellishment over the bottom right corner. I then realised that the paper, the back sheet that the square photo's on, I should have cut longer, because I need the mechanism for the flap. So now I've got to create that separately. So I think this is 1.5 inches, and then I've scored it at 1 inch, and we're just encouraging this apart to stick this in. There we go. And then stick it down to the backing piece. It would have, I do actually put a little bit of yellow ink as well where it's folded, just to make it a little less white showing. And then yeah, it's just getting this straight and how far down I want it, because that went really well. That actually went the easiest bit, is getting the actual whole panel straight, is what ends up being lifted up. So on the sketch, there's 2 banners that come across underneath where the photo is. So I'm going to put these under the flap. I do change these out because I want more red. So the boys are wearing blue and red. It's a Toy Story outfit from when they went to Disney in Florida. One of the boys arrived in it, and my sister was like, "Oh, I've got the same outfit for the other boy here," and got him dressed in that. Whichever one stayed over, I can't remember. So they're not usually in a matching outfit. It just so happens that one got dropped off in an outfit that my sister had in her possession at her house that was the other boys. So yeah, this is the bit where I changed those banners out. So I wanted more red. So I've took the banners out, and I'm going to use this red scalloped border, and then use that heart border that I've been determined to use in probably every layout I pulled this collection out for since I got the collection. And then I'm choosing my tags that are going to come in and out of the back. So what I thought, with the ones that are patterned on the front, I would write the journaling on the reverse of the tags. At this point, I decided I'm cutting down the main panel to where it's just going to be just below the title. I do end up moving the position of the panel. I think where it was with how long it was originally, it would have been fine high up with the tags hanging off the page. But because I've trimmed it down, it just didn't look right. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Oh yeah, it's not straight. This is getting pulled up. I really should double check things before I press the adhesive down. So here we go. Struggle getting that back up. It gets moved again. So what I've done on the back is I measured how far down the tags are becoming, and I put the adhesive around them so that it would be a pocket. With this now, I put the glue along the back of these pieces. I then decide that whole blue panel needs to come down, with wet glue on the border strips. It doesn't make too much of a mess. Oh yeah, and then I remembered I've got these banners out after I stuck those border pieces down. If I hadn't used wet glue, I probably would have picked them back up again. So I had seen when I was going through the embellishments this Pure Joy. I decided I wanted that kind of. It's a subtitle. The title is Week 23 because that's the week for the album it is. So we've got Pure Joy when you flip it open to see the other photo. And then we're going to pop my Week 23 down. And I'm then thinking, now the journaling's on those tags and not on the main piece, what's going under that flap? So first of all, I move everything down a bit, and it's only a little bit because of where I've tore the paper, lifting it up because of the wet glue on the hearts, but I'm happier with it. It's not very much, but it's enough to be happier with it. I think, as I said, if I kept it long, I wouldn't have done that. I would have kept it that high up. Go through the embellishments again. Just see if there's anything else to add. And I need something for the tag, so I go for this red American seam binding, and I dig out the stapler from under a load of stuff on the back of my desk, just to fasten that seam binding onto the tag. I trim down that longer one because it is a bit long. I try to get the frayed edge off the other one and give up. But yeah, I'm thinking actually I might go back and put that heart in, but not that really big one that's a bit smaller. I was worried about it hiding a little man or taking your gaze away. But there we go. Picture of me and my sister with the boys in that place under the flap. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out the 2 playlists that'll be in the description, and show some love to the sketch designers. I'll have the links in the description below. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.